Wednesday.
Hi, this is Megan Quickle, host of Warrior Wednesdays on the Tulsa Scene podcast. This is your source for recognizing the people and organizations that shine bright in Tulsa, your warriors, your advocates, your most amazing human beings. So I would like to introduce you to the person who made me the warrior that I am and the advocate that I've become for my community, my warrior, my advocate, my mom, Kim Koleber. Mom, Kim, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you became an advocate and what that means in your life.
Thank you so very much, Megan, for inviting me on your podcast today. I so appreciate it. You are my hero. You are my strength. And because of you, I became an advocate. With your diagnosis of type 1 diabetes a month before your third birthday, I had no diabetes in our family. And literally, we took it a step by step after a week stay in pediatric ICU. And so about 10 years it took us to get our voice, that we felt like it was time to become an advocate, to be a voice for those that may not have that opportunity. And so off to Washington in 1998, we went to our first rally for a cure in Washington, D.C. And from there on, we just have grown. We have gained friendships across the country. We glean, feel like it's given us power and endure what you have to go 24/7, which is living, treating your diabetes 24/7 basis.
I really appreciate that, and this has become, as we've always said, a family disease, and I don't ever feel like I live a day alone, and I know that's what other advocates do on behalf of their cause and their passion. And let's talk a little bit about the Oklahoma Legislative Diabetes Caucus, which you chair the advocacy group of, and I'm so incredibly proud of all the work you do for all of us Oklahomans living with diabetes. So tell us a little bit about what that happens and what happens at the state capitol with that.
Sure. The Diabetes Caucus became from the Senate Bill 250, the Diabetes Action Plan, where on biannually or every 2 years, we report to legislators, report on diabetes, what we have done well here in Oklahoma, and then certainly what we do better at, whether that be better education, whether that be better treatment modalities, and certainly having access to all the medical devices that a person with diabetes needs on a day-to-day basis. So that was about 5 years ago. We are currently chaired by two senators, Senator Kerry Hicks. We meet once a month. Certainly the pandemic has hit us, and we've been meeting virtually.
And I've been able to be a part of a couple of those virtual meetings, but have loved always going in person to sitting in the state capitol and feeling really part of not only the process, but part of having a voice at the capitol for those of us living with diabetes. Another really exciting thing that I think it is an amazing part of what you do as an advocate and as a warrior, someone for people living with diabetes. So this is a really long name for something really, really cool that you get to do. So it is, you get to be a part of the scientific peer review of congressionally directed medical research programs, peer-reviewed medical research program for the Department of Defense. Wow. So what does that mean, and how did you become a part of that program?
Oh, yes, it has been an honor to serve as a consumer advocate. And what that means is that each year the Department of Defense has congressionally mandated funds. And this past year it was $360 million that will be spent on research. And as a consumer reviewer, I get to sit amongst the best of the best, the top researchers, the top scientists that are doing fabulous things for people living with diabetes. And they as well, in turn, say it's a pleasure for them to meet someone that their research directly affects. They know that when they go back into the labs, they have your picture, Megan, in their minds. This is the reason why we work so hard and so tirelessly to have some better outcomes for people living with diabetes. So it is an honor. This is my third year to do it. And as a full voting member, we determined, as I said, the $360 million for this coming fiscal year to be donated or given for research.
That is the coolest thing I have ever heard, and it's the longest name of something that's really, really important, but otherwise known as government dollars at work. So, thank you so much for telling me a little bit about and having our viewers hear a little bit about my passion, and where I get my passion from is from you and how you taught me to be an advocate for others. But truly, thank you for being my first guest on the Tulsa Scene podcast, Warrior Wednesday, and cannot wait to have other warriors come onto this podcast, but knew that I had to start out with who made me a warrior. So thank you, Mom.
I love you, darling. It was a pleasure.
I'm so excited to bring to you the first Warrior Wednesday, someone who taught me to be the warrior that I am and the advocate that I've been, I feel like, my entire life. I can't wait to host many more in the months and years to come on this podcast. If you have a warrior that you want featured, just reach out to us. We can't wait to record you.